I'm going to get a little controversial here, but hear me out. So Donald Trump has kept a lot of promises from his campaign up until this point, but this is one promise I hoped he wouldn't keep. When Trump was campaigning, he said he wanted to make IVF more accessible and affordable. And as you can see from this tweet here from Trump's press secretary, Donald Trump signed an executive order to protect IVF access and reduce out-of-pocket and health plan costs. Now, on the surface, it seems like a great idea and a great thing since his intention was that he wanted the American people to have more babies. What the people don't realize, though, is that although IVF can help making more babies, it kills exponentially more babies than it creates. Let me show you what I mean. In an article by Live Action, it says that according to the research from the UK's Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority, the nation's fertility industry regulator that has been recording the IVF processes for more than 2 decades, from 1991 to 2012, 3.5 million human embryos have been created by IVF in the UK, and about 1.4 million were implanted, but fewer than 1 in 6 of those human embryos resulted in pregnancy. So nearly 1.7 million were discarded, unused, with a further 23,480 being discarded after the removal from storage. 840,000 were put into storage in hopes for it being used for future pregnancy, while nearly 8,000 were stored for the donation to either other couples or research. Essentially, just 7% of the embryos created in that time frame in the UK were actually born. Only 7%. And then in another article by the Catholic News Agency, it says the CDC estimates that more than 230,000 patients attempted IVF in 2021. If clinics created between 7 and 8 embryos for every patient, that will yield about 1.6 million to 1.9 million over a year. Despite these high numbers, fewer than 100,000 embryos were brought to term, which suggests that somewhere between 1.5 and 1.8 million embryos created through IVF were never born. Alternatively, the abortion industry claimed about 985,000 lives from July 2022 through June 2023, suggesting that the IVF industry could be ending nearly twice as many human lives every year. So, yes, IVF can be effective in getting a woman pregnant and will result in more babies being born in that sense, but it comes at the cost of discarding fertile embryos at a rate higher than abortions. Now, I sympathize with women who have a hard time getting pregnant and resort to IVF because it seems like it's the only way you can get pregnant. But we as Christians, and all people for that matter, should not participate in a practice that ends lives at a higher rate than abortions. Now, I understand you want to bring life in the world and be fruitful and multiply. And I'm not saying that if you had a child through IVF that you're some evil person for trying to have a kid. But what I'm trying to say is that Christians should avoid a practice that treats lives as something that's disposable, even if your intentions may seem good at the time. The ends just simply don't justify the means. So the same reason to be against abortions because it ends innocent lives is the same reason you should be against IVF. And if you think this process is as bad as what I'm making it seem, here's a video that lays out the unethical means that IVF is carried out. And remember, the process of having children and creating life is a miracle, not a science experiment.
Welcome to Build a Baby, where anyone who wants a baby can build one. Something broken? Missing an ingredient or two? In our state-of-the-art facility, using state-of-the-art technology, we can build your state-of-the-art baby. Starting with the swimmers. If you've got a sperm producer, you'll be quite comfortable in our semen collection room, where you'll find everything you need to perform the task at hand. No sperm producer? No problem. Build your baby with our extensive donor sperm bank, where all our donors meet the highest human standards. Now, on to the eggs. As with the sperm, if you're missing an egg carrier, you'll have full access to our egg donation bank, all gathered from top specimens. But if you do have an egg carrier, we'll pump that sucker full of hormones, so you can get as many eggs as possible in the shortest amount of time.
And then the true magic begins. Building a baby in a petri dish. Truly a miracle.
All embryos will be graded, and we'll discard any defective or genetically imperfect babies before you even know it. Building a baby shouldn't make you feel guilty. Congratulations! You're the proud parents of multiple embryos. Now all that's left is the womb. Are you a womb carrier? Get ready to party. No womb? No worries. Our womb rental managers will find the perfect match for your baby building. At long last, the day has come. Embryo transfer day. Cross your fingers that an embryo will stick, and you'll get that one perfect baby. Or 2, or 3, or 8. Not to worry, selective reduction will take care of that. Wondering what happens to your Build-A-Babies that we don't transfer? For a small fee, we'll store them in our top-of-the-line cryogenic freezers. Ready for you to try again, or discard, or donate, or give to science. A beautiful gift. But whatever happens, Build-A-Baby is happy to help you again, and again, and again, no matter the cost. Contact us and build your baby today.